If you could pass down one spinning lesson, story, or skein, what would it be? What do you hope the next generation of makers understands about this craft? Welcome to our final episode, episode 14 of the Woolen Spinning Vlogmas. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I really appreciate it. This is the final episode of the Vlogmas series, and I really hope that you've enjoyed them. If you are just checking out my videos and you are new here, you might want to watch episode 1 first, which is linked for you down below. This series covered so many topics, but organically a few center threads emerged, including tactility, tradition, slowness, traceability, and creative process. But if I could pass down one spinning lesson, it would be this: spin a little every day. Not because productivity depends on it, but because presence does. The wheel or the spindle or the flicker of fiber between your fingers teaches best through rhythm, not revelation. Skill isn't learned in leaps, it's gathered quietly, one length of yarn at a time. Daily practice is how fiber work becomes more than craft. It becomes a way of moving through the world, noticing, adjusting, returning. Even 10 minutes at the wheel keeps the memory fresh in the hands. The motions that once felt uncertain begin to feel inevitable, and what was once effort becomes flow. Spinning daily doesn't mean spinning perfectly. It just means showing up. It means greeting the fiber as it is, sometimes smooth, sometimes stubborn, and learning to meet it where it stands. The wheel doesn't reward ambition, it rewards consistency. And with each session, the hands learn more about tension, drafting, and twist. The mind learns more about patience. Some days the fiber cooperates, some days it doesn't. But the thread still grows even when uneven. That unevenness is part of the story. Daily practice reveals that mastery isn't the elimination of variation, it's the deep familiarity that allows us to work with variation, not against it. The slow accumulation of practice creates something larger than skill: trust. Trust in your materials, in your rhythm, in your own capacity to return again tomorrow. That trust is the real inheritance of hand spinning. Wool remembers shape, crimps return after washing, twist holds through tension, and our hands remember too. Each day's spinning strengthens both kinds of memory. Even a few yards spun in a quiet morning can change the way your hands move the next day. There's something generational in that pattern of repetition. The hand learns, the body teaches, the rhythm endures. That, to me, is why spinning feels ancestral. It's never truly learned alone. We pick up gestures from those who came before us, whether through guild, workshop, or intuition, and add our own small refinements. Each spinner becomes a link in a larger chain of motion, keeping continuity alive through practice. If I could leave a message for the next generation of makers, it wouldn't be a rule or a recipe. It would be rhythm. The idea that steadiness matters more than speed, that it's better to spin every day for 10 minutes than to spin once a month for 10 hours. That the hand's intelligence grows best when fed a little, often. I'd want them to know that spinning, like any meaningful work, rewards devotion over drama. You can't binge learn it, can't rush through the awkward stages. You can't skip to the part where the yarn is perfect. You just have to keep showing up. To the fiber, to the wheel, to yourself. That's the true apprenticeship. And I would tell them that the joy of spinning is cumulative. It grows the way a bobbin fills, almost imperceptibly, until suddenly you see what you've made. And one day you realize your fingers move without thinking, that twist balances without conscious control, that the sound of the wheel feels like home. In an age of digital abundance and short attention, daily practice feels almost radical. It reclaims time from distraction and transforms it into continuity. Spinning doesn't compete with the modern world, it corrects it. It slows the nervous system, anchors the senses, and reminds us that not all progress is visible. Daily making, whether spinning, knitting, or simply preparing fiber, roots us in tangible time. It reminds us that skill grows like a living thing, incrementally, invisibly, until one day it bears fruit. The discipline of small, steady effort is the same discipline that sustains creativity itself. If I could pass down one skein, it would not be my finest. It would be the one that still shows unevenness, the one where I learned something halfway through. I'd wind it carefully and say, here, this was the day I stopped trying to control the fiber and started listening to it. Because that's what daily practice teaches, to listen, to adapt, to keep moving even when the twist isn't perfect. That imperfect skein carries more wisdom than the flawless one. It contains the moment where attention became understanding. I'd want the next spinner to feel that, to see that beauty is born of constancy, not of perfection. This is our final notes from a spinner's bench. These are the lessons that I feel are worth passing on. So number 1, daily practice builds memory. 10 minutes a day keeps the hands fluent. Skill depends through rhythm, not intensity. Number 2, patience over perfection. Consistency transforms awkwardness into instinct. A thread evens out as you do. Number 3, trust the process. Fiber teaches in its own language. Daily repetition is how we learn and listen. Daily repetition is how we learn to listen. Number 4, imperfection is instruction. Every lumpy skein documents progress. Each uneven yard proves you kept going. Number 5, presence is the true inheritance. To spin daily is to live attentively. The gift we pass down isn't yarn, it's attention, rhythm, and care. Across every vlog, one truth has emerged. Spinning is more than technique, it's a way of being. From the lanolin slick feel of raw fleece to the meditative rhythm of the wheel, from the political hum of the charka to the quiet endurance of this Scottish croft, each act of making reveals the same impulse: to slow down, to notice, to connect. Hand spinning defies a world that measures worth in speed and output. It teaches that care and creativity are not separate from daily life, but woven through it. As fiber is through yarn, as yarn is through cloth. To spin is to belong to the lineage of makers before us, to the materials in our hands, and to the still sustaining rhythm that endures even when the world turns too fast. The thread continues not because we hold it tightly, but because we return to it, one quiet turn of the wheel at a time. Thank you for joining me on this Vlogmas journey. It has been an absolute pleasure preparing all of these vlogs for you throughout the month, and as well as researching, filming, and editing them. I find this process incredibly creative, and I really enjoyed being able to write about these different topics and use a different voice through some of the vlogs and come at these reflections from a totally different perspective. Overall, though, it's an opportunity to pause at this time of year and think about where I've been in my journey. over the course of the next month or so, I'll start to think about some of the things I would like to deepen in my spinning practice in the coming year. And Rebecca, Dion, and I will be recording our first episode of Woolen Spinning Radio for January soon. Our topic will be our plans for the year, some of the things that we are thinking about in our creative journeys. And I will be taking the opportunity to think about what I would like to make and what I would like to look at in 2026 from a creative perspective. I look forward to sharing that with you soon, and you can catch Woolen Spinning Radio, which is an audio podcast, anywhere that you catch your audio podcasts. To those who have celebrations this holiday season, I hope that they were what you needed them to be, with the people who mean the most to you. And for those who have some additional time off right now, I hope that you are spinning up a storm. We are preparing to welcome my brother's family later this week and celebrating with them over New Year's. So I wish you all a warm and welcoming New Year's and a happy 2026. Thank you again for being here and for sharing in our community. For more about woolen spinning and our community, please have a look in the down bar. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. It really does help the show get found. And you can find me on Instagram as Woolen Spinning. Check out Patreon to join the community at patreon.com/woolenspinning/join. And that is it for me. Bye for now.